I wanted to share an idea that I came across when trying to plan out my class, and hopefully it can give you some ideas for things to do in your class as well while we're digital learning. I started thinking about the things that we do in class, like labs and class discussions and demonstrations. In science, there's a lot of demonstrations that I do to show students how our concepts work in physics. And I thought, well, one, I'm not going to be in class with them, and two, when we do labs, I can't hand them a lab worksheet and have them write on it and hand it back to me. We're not in the same room together. So I had to have a way to do this digitally. So this is a lab that I did on Tuesday. You can see I already have some responses from my students. This is a lab I did with my students. Normally we do it in class. I did have the PDF file of the lab that we normally do, so I linked that for them so that they could see the whole lab sheet. But instead of writing on the lab sheet and handing it back to me, I had them do their observations in this Google form. So I just went to forms.google.com and started a new form. Of course, you start off with their name. I actually have made that mistake before where they turned in stuff. There was no name. I had no clue who it all belonged to. There's another way you can track them, though. If you go to settings and collect email addresses, then you'll know whose work is whose, but anyway, that's a long story. So collect their name, and then I added some text boxes. You see the T right here, title and description. You can add a text box there to say, okay, we're looking at experiment 1, do this. You could even have the full instructions in there if I didn't want to have a separate worksheet that they went and visited. If I just wanted to have it all in one, then I could do all of my information right there. Then I had the questions that went with it. What part of this linking moves up and down the least? They put in their observations. They're going through. I can enter in pictures and have them describe the pictures. For instance, right here, I have a big diagram of a wave, and then I was asking them, so the green line's pointing to what? The red line's pointing to what? And they entered in that information and submitted it to me. So I can take it and grade it from there. To enter in a picture like this, I just clicked Add Image. I'll go down to the bottom and show you. I'm going to add an image, and then it's going to let you insert either uploading it off of your computer, or your camera, off your Google Drive, wherever your image may be. You can find an image that you want to include in your worksheet, your digital worksheet, and inject that right there. Another idea I had is during our discussions, we often watch little video clips if I don't have the equipment that I want, or if it's too complicated of a setup to show them some kind of science demonstration, then I'll show them video clips. Well, I had all these little tiny 2 to 5 minute video clips that I would normally just use in the course of a lecture or discussion, but I didn't have one big coherent file to send them. So I collected the video clips in this interactive worksheet, so to speak. I, of course, started with their name. You can click over here. You see where it says Add Video. Let me scroll down to the bottom and show you so I don't mess up my form. You can add video. You can find any video that you want. There's one on All Saints. I can throw that in there. And so now I've got my video clip right there in the worksheet. I can have them watch that video. They can click on it. It'll play right there in the form. Of course, add your title, and you can add questions after the clip to make sure that they got what you wanted them to get out of the video. So for example, here, the one about the Doppler effect. Was the frequency higher or lower? On the intro to sound, what are reflected waves called? And that makes me aware that they've watched the video and that they understand what I want them to understand out of that. So hopefully this gave you a couple of ideas on ways that you can continue what you normally do in school right there in class with them, except from home in a digital way.